Well, this is my battery setup. I've got, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I got 4 deep cycle 100 amp hour 12 volt batteries, and they're all hooked up together in what they call parallel. So basically I have 4 12 volt batteries, and each are 100 amp hours. So when you tie them all together in parallel, you still have a 12 volt battery, but I've now got 400 amp hours of energy stored. And then there's this device right here. It's called an inverter. And what that inverter does, you see that red and that black and that green wire? There's a black wire down in there somewhere, right there. Okay, so that red and that black are like your car battery terminals. Anyway, they're hooked to the batteries. The red one's all the way down here, and the black one's down here, which is your negative. So this inverter is drawing power from these 4 batteries and converting that 12 volt battery power to 110, which is what your household runs. And so on the inverter you have a plug. It's a GFCI plug, and so I have 2 extension cords running from it, and those cords come out. They run out, they go down the back of my truck and into the house, and I've got it plugged into an outlet strip at that juncture there, and I'm running the refrigerator to that outlet strip, and then another cord goes into the house and runs the other refrigerator, the house refrigerator, and the coffee pot, etc. Now, it's hard to see, but right down below the inverter, you see those red lights down there? That's my battery bank charger. So what's happening is that's plugged into my generator right now. And you'll notice I've got 12.2 volts in my batteries. When that gets to 12.6, then my batteries are all fully charged. And those lights down there will turn from red, which means charging, and they'll turn green. And then I can shut the generator off, and then I'll simply be running off of the batteries, doing everything. Now these batteries are a special kind of battery because they're designed to be charged, discharged, charged back up, and you can do it thousands of times. So they're not like a car battery in that regard. But anyway, you see that number right there changes from how many volts I've got to how many amps I'm using. Okay, so I'm using right now 0.36 amps, or 36 amps is being drawn off of these batteries right now. And that number jumps because maybe the refrigerator kicked in as far as the condenser, so it's drawing a little bit more. Maybe the ice maker kicked in, who knows. But I'm still able to make ice. I'm still able to filter my water. Anyway, so there's 3 cords here. You can see that right there. This cord right here is plugged into my battery charger, and this is all temporary until I get it all hooked up into my control panel over here. And in this control panel it's just like a It's just like a household. It's got breakers and everything like that. So I have to hook all that stuff up yet. And of course here I'll be able to plug in my generator directly in there. And I'll be able to plug my battery charger right into there. Once I hook up this cable right here, will go into those two holes right there that I've drilled. And I've got two of those. Anyway, so since it's daylight out here right now, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the unplug the LED light. I don't need that right now. And I call that an LED light because it's an LED bulb, so it's only using 12 volts. It's not a regular household light bulb. Earlier in the video, I talked about the generator being dual fuel, so I can run it off of gasoline or propane. I prefer the propane because it's cleaner and not to deal with all the gasoline. However, I do have 100 gallons of, gasoline that I can use for this if I want to, if the power's out for any extended length of time. But right there's where my battery charger is plugged in there. That's what's powering, charging up the batteries from the battery charger. So anyway, that's that.